Hey fellow photographer, how's it going? I'm Michael Zelbel. Today I would like to answer a very simple question, which is how bright is an LED light? Coming from a photographer. Now, yeah, as simple as the question is, it's also not specific, right? I mean, how bright is something? That's kind of complicated if you dive into the details. Yeah? So we could talk about how many lumen or lux or candela different LED lights have, but I feel that would make it unnecessarily complicated. Yeah, if I would write a scientific paper, yes, of course, we need to go into luminosity, luminous power and everything. If I would have to plan the light for a complicated scene in Game of Thrones or something in such a production, yeah, of course, I need to know that. But for portraits, I believe it's much more practical if we just have a look at some different LED lights and see what aperture, shutter speed and ISO that is giving us. For us photographers, that's what we want to know. So today it's not going to be scientific, so all the science nerds out there, I know it's not 100% comparable. I'm working with modifiers which are not comparable and everything, I know, but for the photographers out there, it's going to be really practical. I want to compare an LED studio light. It's the BSUN LED 2000C. It should have 200 watts and it got over here the LED panel in front. It's a studio light with a Bowens mount in front, and I'm going to mount an octa box to this light. Yeah, then I will test that against an LED panel that you might have seen in other videos of mine, which is the Falconeyes RX-36 TDX. And I would also like to compare that to a speedlight, to a flashlight. I mean, of course, it's comparing apples and oranges, but for us photographers, that's interesting. Now, how does it compare to a speedlight, right? So let's do this. I've got a scene in the background with a little table, a dark background cloth and a box. I added the box to that table so that I can ask my model to stay in that scene for quite a long time while I'm toying around with the LED lights without getting too tired. Yeah, that's why the box is there, then she can lean on the box and hopefully she will forgive me afterwards that she had to stay in the scene for such a long time without moving. But with that said, let's go into this. So here's the table and the black or the dark brown background, and I want the model to sit over here. So Alex, can you join us over here in the scene? Sit over here in front of this jewelry box and comfortably lean on the box. Yeah, fantastic. Then I will attach an octa box. I think it's a 40-inch octa box from Photix to that LED light. I think it's 109 centimeter, it's set. And the advantage of this studio light LEDs is that you can attach all the flash modifiers. Now, that's really cool in a way. So I mount that on a standard light stand and let's see what exposure values we can get out of this baby. I'll bring that into the scene. I will do one thing. I will now meter that the light is exactly 100 centimeters, 1 meter or 3 feet away from the model, so that it stays comparable when we exchange the light and the modifier. Usually you would never do that. You would just make roughly 1 meter. Yeah, perfect. From the center of the light to the model, it's 1 meter. Now I see that I still have a diffuser in here, and that's wrong. So let's take out that piece of diffuser. So this can go. The main diffuser goes up again. Basically, we don't need double diffusion with this kind of LED light. So, okay, so this looks pretty much even. I turn that to the model. I think it's a little bit too low for her. I will angle it so that it comes a little bit higher. Otherwise, we create underlighting. We don't want that. No horror today. So nice and smooth. Then this light is on full power. Let me bring the remote control. It's on 100% and on 5600 Kelvin, because we still have daylight going on here, which doesn't really make a difference in the exposure, but we don't want to mix colors. So I turned the LEDs to 5600 Kelvin and 100% of the 200 watt LED studio light. Now let's bring in the camera and see what aperture values we get. So I don't have to go that close. Here we go. Now, if I spot meter, yeah, I don't have much of a chin, but I try to use the chin. Okay. If I spot meter at f11, then let's see, I get a 0 at ISO 2000. So you cannot see the little spot meter over here that I have got in my camera. But let me go close, then I might be able to show you the histogram. Let's say on her forehead. Yeah, then you see what's going on there. So the spot meter is now on her forehead, and we are at +0 and okay, we are on ±0 at ISO 1600. Let's try her chin again. Minus 0.7, so we go a little bit back to 2000. And you see in the histogram on the screen already that we are really in the midtones. So this is a correct exposure. The forehead got a highlight which is a little bit over ±0, and the chin is a tiny bit under. So at ISO 2000 or f11 and f11, we are good. So let's make a photo with that settings. So I zoom out, go a little bit closer, because the light is now quite close. I don't want to have the modifier in the frame. Okay, if you can get your chin a little bit low, yeah. I'm creating a little bit more shadow with her chin, and I feel like I want to go around with the light a bit more to make it more interesting. Let's bring it in here from the side, but I don't change the distance. So, okay, now we can create our photo. I'll probably look with your eyes to your hand until, yeah, but the nose stay with me over here. Turn it a little bit to me. Yeah, exactly. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there we have it, a photo with the B-Sun LED 2000C and the octabox. We are on f11 ISO 2000. Now, you might say, okay, with this LED lights, probably I don't want to go to f11, but to f2.8, but now you can calculate yourself. Yeah, where do you end up when you go 4 stops down? So you go from f11 to f8, to f5.6, to f4, to f2.8, which is the f-stop where we usually work in the GL method of photography when doing glamour. So 4 stops down, which would mean in ISO from 2000 to 1000 to 500 to 250 to 125. That's basically it. Okay, let's compare that with an LED panel from Falconeyes. I'll take down this baby. To roll the Falconeyes into the scene. And yeah, it got another shape, and if you would measure the surface, then it's a tiny bit smaller. But like I said, we don't want to get scientific today. This one would have something like 5,500 square centimeters. The other one would probably be somewhere, I don't know, maybe at 6,000–7,000 square centimeters. Anyway, so we take that one. Again, we position it exactly 1 meter from the model. So here's the model, there's a modifier. Yeah. That's perfect. And since the octa box did not have a grid attached, I will also remove the grid from this modifier. It might spill more light into the background, but that's okay for the test. So. Then this one just has a front diffuser, just like we had it with the octa box. Okay, I set it up also at 100%, like the other one, and 5,600 Kelvin in temperature. And let's see what that one gives us. So now it says I'm 2 stops overexposed on her blouse. Let's try to get her chin again. Yeah, 1 stop overexposed at her chin. So let's go down to ISO 1000, let's say. Forehead is overexposed, chin, it's +0. Are we still a little bit brighter than before? Maybe we are, I don't know, like a quarter of a stop brighter. But for all practical purposes, that should be okay. Same pose like before. So you're looking with your eyes to your hand, yeah, and the nose bit to me, head straight. Yes, that's lovely. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. So this is the image with the Falconeyes. Now let's compare this whole thing to our good old flash, to our good old speedlight. We'll remove the Falconeyes from the scene again. And I am going to attach the octa box from before to this flash bracket with a speedlight. It's the Photex Metros Plus, and I'm going to set it to full power. What I love about such a speedlight is that it doesn't need cable. It's not bound to a cable, it's just battery driven, and that's good. Then I make sure that the distance is the same, 1 meter or 3 feet. Perfect. And now I need a flash controller on my camera. And I will show you the settings that I'm using over here. Okay, so I have it in group A on full power. I know I should switch off my camera and the controller before attaching it. Fine, but come on, don't be so critical with me. So with this setup, with the flash going through an octa box, it could also be an umbrella, yeah, 1 meter away from the model, on full power, I'm going to end up on ISO 100. And now I could, of course, bring out an incident meter and meter it, but please let me just dial in ISO 100 and make a photo, and then we see where we end up. Can you look with your nose a little bit to me? Yes, this is perfect. I will get your sharpness. There we go. Fantastic. 1, 2, 3. So there we go. This looks pretty darn good. I feel like we have chosen a slightly different angle now. It's going more to the background. I will turn that light a little bit to the side again. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I should move it out a little bit here. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Fantastic. Okay, so there you have it. This is the comparison. Let's open that up in Lightroom for a second before we really start shooting in this scene. Yeah, I think the speed light, I have it a little tiny bit, half a stop probably hotter. It was on ISO 100, and now you can again count. If you are shooting on f2.8 instead of f11, what would that mean if you go 4 stops down? Yeah, I mean ISO 100, you will probably not dial down again, but then you would bring down the speed light power by 4 stops, right? You would do that. And for the Falconeyes, where was I? On ISO 1000, same story. If you go down to f2.8, you go down 4 stops to ISO 500, 250, 125, and then you would be 64 or something. So you would probably rather turn down the LED panel and end up on ISO 100. But besides that, I'm happy. All the lights are good and usable. Yeah, what I like about the LED lights is I've got light in my scene. I see what I'm getting. What I don't like is they've got cables. However, if we do video, for example, then we need constant light. Then flash is not an option, right? So let's pretend we do a bit of video and then a bit of photo shooting. And for that, my choice would be the Falconeyes panel, because it was a good deal stronger than the B-Sun 2000C. So let's go back to the Falconeyes panel in the scene. We'll move out this modifier. Bring in the panel again. So probably a bit more to the side. Here we go. Switch it on. I don't need the flash controller anymore. So I could now go back to ISO 1000, but let me weave in another little tip over here. If you need to get out a little bit more light out of your panel, then simply remove the front diffuser, because you don't need it on an LED panel anyway, right? I mean, what's the use? So, okay, unless you've got something like glasses where your light is mirrored in, then probably a plain panel looks better than little dots. But for this scene, we don't need it. Now, so let's try it without the panel and see where we end up there. I will go back to our full screen mode. If I now go up on her face, so bring it down to ISO 800, I would say. And we are now a little bit further away. But now it's shooting time. So yeah, now we are 1.50 meters away. That's okay. But now I know which light I want to use. And let's pretend we would shoot video. How about that? Okay, then I need to set up probably something with a lower shutter speed. And I will go down to ISO 400. So Alex, now we're shooting video, and for that I want you to not look at the camera, but when I tell you on 3, then you open the box and you pull out some pearls, yeah? Okay, let's go. One, two, three. Fantastic. So this is what we can do with an LED light, but what I actually wanted to do is photo shooting. Stay like that, then I shoot photos now. We'll play a little bit around in the set. And I will take this baby off the tripod. Okay. Can you hold this hand a tiny bit higher even? And closer to the box. Closer to the box. Good, 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 good. Now I need to go back to my manual setting. Okay. Fantastic. I see the background is a bit too hot for me, so I feather it away. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3. This is good. Can you go in front with your hand a little bit more? Just with your arm, with your hand or arm more towards the box. Yes, like that. Fantastic. Now nose a little bit more towards me. Here is the scene that I want to shoot. 1, 2, 3. Cool. I got this scene. What else I can do? I can have her off the table and leaning towards the box. So can you with one knee go onto the table and then look into the box? Yeah. Yeah, this is good. And you lean forward and bring out your buttocks, and yeah, this is good. Fantastic. Then I need my stylist, when I see that, to bring up the dress in her back a little bit more. Yeah, I think like that is perfect. You lean again towards the box and you look down to your pearls that you just got out of the box. But I need to see your face, so we need to cheat a little bit. So you go with your eyes to the pearls and with face towards me. Actually, keep your head straight. Yeah, straight towards this side, so it's more like looking over this shoulder. Yeah, this is fine, because then I still have your beautiful face inside the photograph. We don't want to miss that. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this would be a perfect box picture for me. Thank you. Then how about I remove the box and we have her just posing on the table. Now let's try that one. I'll remove this box for now. Because if you can make... Oopala, that's loud, sorry. If if we can make the scene simpler, maybe it's getting even better. Okay, now I want you to sit on the table with your feet here, your buttocks over there, and I see your side. We can do that because Alex got wonderful long legs, and this is why she can place them at an angle, and it's still looking super long and super beautiful. Okay, I think we can go even more up in the back. I can go lower. Oh, no, I stay like this. Yeah, this is beautiful. And now I want some light to reach her upper leg over there. So I move the Falconeyes around a little bit, but I keep it away from the background. Otherwise, the background is getting too bright for me. So there we are. Now we need to do something with her face. If you can go over your shoulder a little bit. Yeah. Exactly. There we go. Now getting the focus from her face. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Very beautiful. So we got this sitting photo, and when I see that, I want some photo where she's really working her shoulder and looking over the shoulder. That would be good. Can you turn this so that your feet are over here, buttocks are there, and then you're looking over your shoulder into the camera direction? Yeah. And try this hand somewhere, yeah. Somewhere on the table. Can I see your wrist? Okay. So you're looking over your shoulder down. So head, yeah, exactly. This is beautiful. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. This is basically what I want to have from this shooting. So, thank you very much. This one is done. And for you, you've seen the difference between the different LED lights, and there's none of them is better or worse, let's say. Yeah, for a shooting like this, where I have to have constant light because there's a piece of video involved, I would go for the Falconeyes panel because that gives me the most power, the most bang. And that's why on other occasions I would prefer the flash because it's even more powerful and really mobile. I can take it outdoors and so on. But if it's LED, then the panel wins for me. Then on the other hand, if you want to use specific modifiers like the octa box, for example, or if you want to attach color gales or something, then an LED studio light like the Bee Sun is also awesome. It's totally usable. Yeah. So there you have it. And I hope this is a practical approach towards the brightness. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a lot of fun with your shootings and good light. So if you've got a vintage styled model, then of course you also need a vintage styled stylist, right? You two are awesome. There we go. This is perfect. 1, 2, 3.